Hey, I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about a few couple things, and then I got to start writing on this horror book that I'm doing. Um, so if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now. So basically, obviously my channel got a strike. I have one strike. Um, but officially, as of now, after Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, I'm not going to get into that situation, but that took like 3 or 4 days. And now, randomly out of nowhere, the government is saying they want to police the internet in terms of disinformation. In which case, if you know about 1984, them policing the internet, all this other stuff, you know where this is headed. This also gets into stuff like what China is doing. They don't want people knowing about the word of God and all this other stuff. Like, that's a different story. But I want to sit here and talk about a couple things, my dreams, visions, and some other stuff to make time pass real quick. So there's that with what I talked about with Elon Musk. This is real dangerous, and at this point now, once the government starts policing the internet in terms of disinformation, anything pretty much that you do publicly or privately won't be private anymore, and you'll be monitored, and that also gets into a social credit score. Um, and like what you research and all this other stuff. So in terms of like even like you it doesn't matter what you're doing on the internet. You would no longer be safe on the internet. Putting a sticker over your camera or whatever the case is wouldn't even matter. And it's funny that they actually want to do this because there's actually a bill, I think like last year or 2 years ago, where they wanted to sit there and do basically the Patriot Act 2.0 and police the internet. And that also gets into the fact that if you, I'm speaking in code here, but sail the seven seas if you're watching anime, reading manga, or you're just watching a movie or a cartoon or whatever the case it is, and you don't want to pay for anything, and you find it on the internet. That also, that bill that came out last year or 2 years ago, also included that, which a lot of people don't seem to understand. But anyways, I wanted to sit here and talk about that. So in terms of if like leaving letters behind and all this other stuff and the information that's available now, I would encourage you to get a flash drive to save my videos and other videos that you have and convert them to a flash drive. Because pretty much, once they do this, everything that we know, that we have, that's saved on our phones or flash drives or whatever the case it is, will no longer be useful. All the information that we pretty much have saved, that I have saved pretty much on my laptop, is going to be useless in terms of updating it somewhere. And they're also trying to figure this out with God. What are they trying to? They're also trying to figure it out with these phone companies too. And this goes back into what Australia was doing, where if you're texting somebody something, they automatically know you're texting them, and it's like full blown 1984. So there's that. Talked about that. I also want to sit here and tell you, to obviously put your faith in God and Jesus and all this other stuff, but something is coming around in the terms of August, and I gotta sit here and talk about this. Um, I'm not claiming this or whatever the case it is, but I got something about the word, about the month of August. For whatever reason, it's the month of August. And this goes into a dream, and this also talks about somebody that I used to mention all the time on my channel who I don't even affiliate with anymore. Um, but, and I don't even think about this person unless somebody sends me stuff from her page. I blocked her and her family. Um, what was it? So I had a dream. I think either it was last week or it was a visitation. And it was a dream, and it either was last week or 2 weeks ago. And I was talking to an individual that I talked to from YouTube on the phone. I was talking to this individual on the phone, and I told him about what happened. And basically, I was at a wedding, and this is very symbolic. I was at a wedding, and I saw this person, this woman in a all white dress, and she had a list, and she was at a podium, reading whatever, and she was basically, my name popped up, Saint Webster, my YouTube name. In which case, before I finish this, I want to sit here and tell you that if my name does come up, I've done nothing wrong. And I don't even talk to this person. So for whatever reason, if this person slanders my name or whatever the case it is, just leave it be. And I also said before in one of my videos that I am obligated to defend myself, and I actually will come out and expose this person. But that time hasn't approached yet. But point is, this person was in a white dress, dressed like a bride, at a podium, reading names or talking or whatever the case is, and she started slandering my name. And keep in mind that at this wedding, there were empty seats. And, this is significance of like the wedding of the Lamb and stuff, but there were empty seats. There was nobody there. And there was another individual who she slandered, which I don't know that individual, so I'm not going to speak for them. But this person got offended, and not offended, but this person she stepped up to the aisle, and she was saying that basically this is wrong. And then when I was about to say something, for slandering my name for stuff that isn't true, basically, when I was about to step and do something, Jesus put out his hand in front of my chest and he said, "Stop, don't worry about it. Stop, don't worry about it." And I looked at him and I saw a man, and obviously it was Jesus. And the look on his face, and to keep this in mind, I have like over 100 videos, but in the videos I've talked about with Jesus, I've seen Jesus coming back down to earth and all this other stuff, but I can't see the reaction that's on his face. Every time that I've seen Jesus, I'm either laughing with Jesus, and Jesus does have a sense of humor. Jesus is, where he's chuckling. He's a cool dude. He's either patting me on the back or whatever the case it is, and he's kind and he's gentle, the stuff that the Bible talks about. But then, and specifically in this dream, he basically was irritated, and he was irritated. So if you've never been in a fight with somebody, basically, when you're about to fight somebody, that person basically holds you back and says, "Don't worry about it," and I'll handle it. And the calmest people that are mad are the ones that are dangerous. And so he put his hand in front of my chest and he said, "Don't worry about it." And he was actually displeased and he was irritated. And I could sense that he was mad because this is a wedding and the bride is acting out, and basically because of her behavior, there were empty seats at the wedding. And so that meant a lot. And that was very significant. Because around the time, if you actually go on this person's page, this person's community post, at the time, I had this like a day or 2 days before this person started slandering somebody else, and then it happened. I have a witness person I talked to on the phone, but so that and also within that same dream. Basically, he said that basically there's no point of warning this person or whatever the case it is. You can't even comment on this person's page. You can't make comments on her videos. She's not even on Facebook, none of this stuff. You can't do anything. So basically reaching out to her and saying all this other stuff is pretty much pointless, and don't say anything. And so I'm not, actually, I don't even care. Person's pretty much hopeless in my opinion with the way this is going. And she doesn't care. But point is, so that happened, and then I also end up seeing two twin angels, and they looked about when they were in they're between their 30s and 40s, and one of them was wearing a white suit, the other one was wearing a black suit, and then pretty much it was pretty much personal. But wanted to sit here and talk about that in case my name is brought up, in case something does happen or whatever the case it is, and I don't even talk to this person. Just wanted to let you know ahead of time. What else was there? Hold on. But I wanted to sit here and talk about that, and talk about the wedding of the Lamb, and that, and basically this goes into another video that I've been wanting to make about the content of your character, and God and all this other stuff. And then within that same dream, Jesus also told me, and I also heard the voice of God saying, that, do you know what happened to the prophets in the Bible, not in the New Testament, but in the Old Testament? And I was stuttering, trying to figure it out because I actually memorized vast majority of the books, not verse from verse, but the stories pretty much in the Old Testament. And I was basically telling Jesus and saying that, oh, because they were out of character or whatever the case it is, because they decided to abandon you or whatever the case it is, they fail. And basically, before I could even finish my sentence and before I could speak, he basically told me that, they basically, God didn't claim them anymore. Or as a result, because of the content of their character, their attitude, they fail. Um, in which case, they were no longer credible, all this other stuff. And Mother of God, what else was it? And pretty much, if you read the Old Testament, there's King Solomon. King Solomon basically worshiped the devil. He, that whole thing of God warning him not to mingle with people with other gods, basically demons. Then there's basically Moses, the content of his character. Since he was acting out of character, or he was acting out of character, and he got irritated with the people. He wasn't invited to the promised land. But yeah, that's Moses. And then with King David, basically his whole entire kingdom ended up falling because he decided to send a soldier off and sleep with their wife, and that ended up affecting his lineage for years. And then there's also another person in the there's who else is there? Mother of God, it's somebody important. And then there's also the king before King David, Saul, who wanted to kill King David. And because he was acting out of character, he ended up getting replaced by David. But point is, they fail. Like, they fail because of their character. And obviously not all of them, turned evil, but the point is they fail. And so that was pretty much the message that God wanted me to sit here and say. And I wanted to say that because, and the reason why Jesus was irritated was because this person is doing stuff, slandering people, not being remorseful, doesn't care, is out of character, is just doing whatever, and they don't care. And they're saying one thing, but they're doing the other, and they're ruining people's lives, or they're leading people astray from God. And that's what the empty seats meant. It meant that because this person is acting out of character, leading people astray, and having people question and abandoning their faith, that as a result, since she was doing that, that basically people start abandoning God. And I don't know if this is actual thing that people are doing or whatever the case it is, but all the things that God is, the good things that are coming and the things that God is about to do, with splitting the world in half, the shift change, giving people superpowers, all these other things. People didn't believe it because of the way this person is acting. And I've never seen Jesus irritated before, but that's also a thing. And God is pretty much done. Jesus is going to handle it. That's what he told me like last week or 2 weeks ago. He's going to handle it. And that's it. In terms of anything else that God might say or whatever, she's not going to know about it because even if she does tell her, even if I'm not putting my foot in God's mouth, but even if he sits here and he does tell her, she's going to tell people, but then she's going to act a certain way, and she doesn't care. And she has no remorse behind it, can't put her pride down. And God also showed to me a long time ago that she's bitter, and her bitterness is overcrowding her. But that's not the point. The point is that I want to sit here and say is that don't let the content of someone's character, because they start acting wild and belligerent or whatever the case it is, stray you from God, make you abandon your faith in God, and make you question God and all these other things. And God, when God is looking out for you, God hears you, God is answering your prayers, and God wants to tell you what is coming. So there's that. And then there's also, want to sit here and get to this about the metaverse, because I actually had a dream about the metaverse. I had a dream where basically it was me and my brothers, and the dream was weird, but basically we were in the metaverse, and this is to explain further about how the metaverse is going to work. And you can watch movies like The Matrix and Ready Player One, but they talk about this. But basically, with the metaverse, I had this dream today, that, what was it? Me and my brothers were in the metaverse, and one of us ended up escaping, knew the difference, and took off. Took off. It was a headset basically. Um, Took the goggles off, whatever the case it was. But it was like the stuff was like attached to our brain. Took it off, and that person, my brother, it was my oldest brother, and he basically ended up going back into reality. The person that I was stuck in the metaverse, and my I think my older brother, one of them, and basically um we couldn't get out, or I couldn't get out, and I didn't know what was going on in the metaverse was so real and so surreal that basically I couldn't tell the difference between reality reality and what was fake, and it was so real that everything there was stuff going on outside of the dream, but this is what I remember. But the stuff that was going out outside of me, that people were trying to wake me up and all this other stuff, and they were saying that pretty much he's stuck, let's give him some time. But pretty much once they realized that I was just stuck there and my consciousness or my soul couldn't get out, that basically um I was stuck. I didn't know the difference, and I think it was like later on in the dream I actually took it off, and I was back into reality. But when people, this goes back to Elon Musk, what he wants to do with their Neuralink, putting the chip in your brain, and the stuff with the metaverse and all this other stuff they're talking about. That when this stuff is actually launched, it's going to be very hard to differentiate between reality and what is fake, because what is fake basically, and this goes back into my oldest brother, how my brother was supposed to be like a famous basketball player, but that never happened. Basically, God showed me what my brother could have done, but if he was in the metaverse, he would actually be doing it. So basically, all the dreams and ambitions and all the stuff that you've ever wanted to do, you could do this in the metaverse, but you're stuck there and your soul is trapped. And so this stuff is going to literally steal people's souls, and it is going to kill them and send them straight to hell. And it's mentioned something about in the Bible how I think people that get the mark of the beast, I'm paraphrasing, this is coming from the top of my head, that people that either get the mark of the beast or whatever the case it is, they'll cry out for death, but God won't give it to them. I'm paraphrasing, but point is that I was screaming in the metaverse, and I was wanting God to, where's God? God help me, all these other things, and screaming. But in the metaverse, the me that's stuck there, God couldn't hear me, and I was basically just dying. I don't know how to really to say watch a movie for it, but basically I was dying and I was in danger. But I wanted God to sit there, rescue me, and save me, but He couldn't hear me. It was like I couldn't die. I don't know how to explain it. So that and that, and I think there's some other stuff that I've wanted to talk about. Pretty much, those are the three things I want to sit here and talk about. I want to sit here and also too about the whole thing of August. Whatever it is, it's not July, but it's August. Pay attention to the month of August. I'm not going. I sit here and I'm telling you that I don't claim that something's going to happen in August, but I just I just got to worry about something in the month of August. But that. And in terms of this whole zombie apocalypse thing, God also confirmed a prayer that I had from talking to somebody on the phone, same person I mentioned in this video, basically. And I was praying to him and said that, when this stuff does happen and when people start turning, where am I going to be at, all these other things, because God told me a long time ago in quarantine that, you will be in the fire, but you will be untouched. And he gave me a vision. And basically, I was basically in the forest, everything around me was on fire, but there was this circle around me, but I was untouched. And that's actually of significance. You will be in the fire, but you will be untouched, and God will not let anything bad happen to you. And God has shown me that when my mom turns or whatever, this whole zombie apocalypse thing happens, that basically God is going to take me, and He is going to basically put me in the woods, and it's going to be like Philip from Eunuch, or in the I think it's in the Old Testament. I don't know, but it's in the Bible. Where he took Philip from one place to another with Eunuch, and he was there, then all of a sudden he was somewhere else, and God showed me that this is going to happen. And this individual that I was talking to basically said that they had a dream of a zombie apocalypse, and basically they were running, and there's something about the water, like the zombies couldn't swim or whatever. And then all of a sudden it changed to like the woods, and he had a feeling that I was there, and that also was confirmation that basically God is going to do what He's going to do, and He's going to take care of me. But other than that, I can't. I don't know if that whole superpower thing will take place. Then I don't know. Don't care. Um, but I do want to sit here and tell you, things are about to change massively. Do not give in to this fear mongering. Go be prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. And pretty soon, this whole shift change thing is going to happen soon, and your life is going to happen. Your life was going to change basically. So that's really pretty much it. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of something else. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then in terms of my friend's GoFundMe, I'm basically ending that because I talked to my friend a couple days ago, and she told me that she was able to get for her dentures and her teeth. She got money from her stepmom, who she thought she was broke. But basically, long story short, she got like thousands of dollars, and she was able to afford her dentures and stuff. So I can finally end that GoFundMe page, and I've been praying for my friend, thinking about her because I made a video on YouTube. Nobody donated, and which irritates me because I don't do clicks, likes, and views. It's not going to help me save somebody's life. If I am on here begging for money, it's to help change somebody's life. Because they're in desperate need of it. I don't do donations, none of that stuff. If you want to, you can, but I'm not going to sit here give a cash app because I have two jobs. I don't care. But that and it's that. And so she was able to do that, and then it also irritated me because I promoted her pictures, the same video that's on here on TikTok, and it got like half a thousand people. It's like almost 500 people, and literally those 500 people put the link in. I showed the link to in the description, all this other stuff, and even showed my friend's face, her teeth, but yet nobody sat there and donated and helped change my friend's life. But people are out here paying for porn and all this other stuff. But that irritated me, but I'm glad God answered my prayer. So I am happy about that. But pretty much something is coming. Stay away from these people that that are medicated and don't have sex with nobody that's medicated. And pretty much at this point, God is protecting us. So there's actually a supernatural covering around me because I work with medicated people. I work in a restaurant. I deal with customers and stuff. And so I stay in the household with one. So, yeah. And so other than that, that's really pretty much it. I hope you guys have a blessed day. You got something from this. What else is there? And don't give in to the distractions. Don't be distracted. Pay attention to what is going on and stay focused on God. Because this celebrity stuff that's going on with Will Smith, Johnny Depp, what was it? Elon Musk, is a distraction. And, the whole Ukraine thing pretty much died down, but it's a distraction. So I want to sit here, come on and say that. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah.